Have you ever considered what you would do if a stroke occurred and you found yourself completely alone? For older adults, this scenario can seem particularly frightening, but there are effective, straightforward measures you can implement right away, even when nobody else is present to enhance your survival odds. This situation may feel terrifying, but understanding what steps to take can empower you and provide a sense of control. We'll explore crucial life-preserving strategies that can make all the difference in such a moment. No unnecessary details, just clear, direct guidance designed to help you respond quickly and protect your own life. Let's continue. Identifying the warning signs and acting immediately is absolutely essential. When it comes to surviving a stroke or cardiac event, the first few minutes are everything. Recognizing symptoms early and taking action without delay can drastically change the outcome. Every second that goes by without medical attention increases the likelihood of irreversible damage to your brain or heart. Often, people hesitate, unsure if what they're feeling is serious enough to call for help. This hesitation can cost valuable minutes. Take the story of James, a 73-year-old former schoolteacher. One quiet morning, while enjoying his newspaper, he noticed an unusual numbness in his face and a weakness in his left arm. Most would brush it off as fatigue or a pinched nerve, but James didn't wait. He immediately called emergency services and followed a self-help technique he remembered from a community talk. Because of his quick action, he received medical attention promptly and made a strong recovery. His story is a clear example of how immediate response can preserve both life and function. Understanding what these symptoms look like is the first step in being prepared. A stroke often begins with sudden confusion, slurred speech, or difficulty understanding others. You might feel numbness or weakness in the arms, legs, or face, especially on one side. You could also feel dizzy, lose your balance, or suddenly have trouble seeing. For cardiac events, the signs include chest discomfort or pressure, shortness of breath, cold sweats, nausea, and feeling lightheaded. It's common to feel unsure or to hope the symptoms will just go away. Many people worry about overreacting or being a burden, but it's always better to seek help and find out it was a false alarm than to wait and suffer a preventable outcome. Fear, embarrassment, or denial can block your instinct to act. Recognizing these emotional hurdles is just as important as knowing the physical signs. Learning to override those feelings and take immediate action can literally save your life. Have emergency numbers posted in an obvious place. Keep a charge phone nearby at all times, especially at night or when you're resting. If possible, wear a medical alert bracelet or device that allows you to call for help with one touch. These simple steps aren't just preparation, they're forms of protection. They reflect a mindset of readiness and resilience, a commitment to valuing your own safety and well-being. Now, let's move to the next critical area, self-help techniques when alone. The feeling of isolation can intensify the fear during a health crisis, but it's important to understand that you do have options. When no one is around to assist, knowing what actions to take can buy you precious time until help arrives. One powerful technique in such situations is cough CPR. While it's not a replacement for medical treatment, it can help sustain circulation for those experiencing certain types of cardiac events. Imagine Helen, a 78-year-old woman who lived by herself. One afternoon, she began to feel intense chest tightness and dizziness. She remembered a tip she'd heard during a community health lecture. Coughing deeply and rhythmically could help maintain blood flow during a cardiac emergency. Helen started forcefully coughing every few seconds while dialing for emergency services. That rhythmic pressure created by coughing helped stimulate her heart and maintain oxygen delivery until the paramedics arrived. Her awareness and response gave her the edge she needed to survive. Cough CPR works because the act of forceful coughing temporarily increases pressure in the chest, helping the heart continue to circulate blood. It's especially important during the critical moments before professional help arrives. Though not widely taught, this technique can be an incredibly valuable tool for individuals who live alone. It may not apply in every situation, and it won't work for all kinds of cardiac events, but knowing it exists and understanding how to use it correctly can add an extra layer of security. In addition to cough CPR, practicing controlled breathing during an emergency can also be beneficial. Slow, deep breaths help you stay calm and focused, reducing panic and promoting oxygen flow. Hyperventilating or panicking can make things worse. So training yourself to take deep, deliberate breaths in stressful moments can help stabilize your condition. Even the simple act of staying conscious, aware, and focused can have a profound impact on the outcome of a health crisis. Preparation also includes small but essential habits in daily life. Keeping medications organized and within reach is one. Ensuring that important medical information is easily accessible is another. Write down allergies, existing conditions, and medications you're taking, and store that information where emergency responders can find it quickly. These minor preparations could drastically shorten the time it takes to receive the correct treatment. It's also helpful to walk through different emergency scenarios mentally, visualizing yourself recognizing symptoms. Staying calm and calling for help helps reinforce your response pattern. This mental rehearsal can improve reaction time and reduce panic. When something actually happens, you'll be more likely to follow the steps you've already imagined. Practice builds confidence, and confidence brings calm under pressure. Lastly, maintaining basic physical conditioning can also contribute to a better outcome in emergencies. Daily movement, even light walking or stretching, keeps your body in better shape to withstand sudden health challenges. A stronger cardiovascular system, better lung function, and improved balance all reduce the likelihood of serious complications. Strengthening your body also supports your independence and ability to take life-saving actions when they matter most. Each of these strategies is designed to equip you with tools and mindset shifts that empower you in difficult moments. They are not complicated, and they don't require fancy equipment, just awareness, a plan, and the will to act. The knowledge you gain can provide not only security but peace of mind, knowing that you're better prepared should the unexpected ever happen. Deep, slow breaths can calm the body, enhance oxygen intake, and help reduce panic, especially during moments when the heart is under stress. Learning to implement these techniques takes both mental preparation and knowledge. Many people hesitate to try these methods because they fear doing something wrong or potentially making their condition worse. But in reality, the risk of doing nothing can be far greater. Training your mind and body to respond instinctively in a moment of crisis can not only boost your confidence, but also reduce fear when seconds matter most. These simple actions, when practiced regularly, can become automatic responses that significantly improve your ability to survive emergencies. Helen's story is a compelling reminder of how these techniques can truly save lives. When she suddenly experienced a rapid heartbeat and the onset of chest pain, panic could have overtaken her. But Helen had prepared for such a moment. She stayed calm, focused on taking deep breaths, and began to cough firmly and rhythmically, using a self-help method she had learned. Despite the fear, she reached for her phone and called for help. Her steady mindset and physical actions kept her conscious and allowed her to maintain oxygen flow, supported her body until emergency services arrived. Her ability to remain composed and respond decisively highlights the power of mental and physical readiness. This simple yet effective strategy underscores the importance of having practical techniques in mind and being prepared to use them when needed, not as a professional, but as someone ready to protect their own life. Preparation like this could make a critical difference between survival and a tragic outcome. Moving forward, it's vital to understand the essential role of recognizing early warning signals. One of the most serious challenges people face during a cardiac event or stroke, especially when alone, is the ability to detect early symptoms accurately and without delay. Many individuals often dismiss these subtle signals, assuming they're due to aging, fatigue, or other non-threatening conditions. But even minor symptoms can serve as urgent warning signs that should never be ignored. Acting quickly in response to these cues can mean the difference between recovery and catastrophe. Carl's experience brings this into focus. A retired educator in his mid-70s, Carl woke up one morning with a mild discomfort in his chest. It wasn't painful or intense, just slightly unusual. Many would have brushed it off, but Carl remembered the importance of listening to his body. He didn't panic, but he didn't wait either. He sat down calmly, concentrated on steady breathing, and called emergency services immediately. It turned out he was in the early stages of a cardiac event. His quick thinking and willingness to act without hesitation led to rapid medical intervention and ultimately saved his life. Early warning signs for cardiac events can include pressure or tightness in the chest, shortness of breath, sudden weakness or fatigue, cold sweating, or unexplained nausea. Stroke symptoms may show up as sudden numbness or weakness, especially on one side of the body, trouble speaking, facial drooping, confusion, or intense headaches. These symptoms may be subtle or last only a short while, but they should always be taken seriously. Understanding what is normal for your own body, and more importantly, what is not, can help distinguish between something minor and something life-threatening. What makes it more complicated is that many people live with ongoing conditions that can easily mask or confuse these signs. This is why awareness and education are crucial. Carl had previously attended health seminars and frequently discussed his health with his doctor. This gave him the awareness and confidence to recognize what his body was telling him. Instead of entering a state of denial or trying to tough it out, he recognized the danger, responded calmly, and reached out for help. His emotional preparedness matched his physical readiness. He didn't second-guess himself or wait to see if the symptoms would go away. He knew what action to take, and he took it without delay. This type of readiness is something everyone can develop. Understanding early symptoms allows you to replace confusion with clarity and fear with action. The ability to identify a warning signal and respond effectively is a powerful tool. It shifts the outcome dramatically in your favor. Being emotionally ready to make the right decision under stress complements any physical actions you may take. It's also important to spread this knowledge. When those around you, friends, family, caregivers, also understand the signs of cardiac or neurological distress, it improves the odds that someone will be able to act quickly on your behalf if you're unable to respond yourself. However, the most critical responsibility still rests with you. Taking the time to schedule regular checkups, ask your doctor detailed questions about your personal risk factors, and keep a journal of symptoms can help you stay attuned to subtle changes in your health. Another key element is resisting the temptation to delay. When warning signs appear, immediate action is essential. Even if the symptoms seem minor or fleeting, don't dismiss them or try to wait them out. Call emergency services right away. Clearly describing your symptoms can help paramedics prepare life-saving care even before reaching the hospital. Carl's story is a perfect example of this. His symptoms weren't dramatic. There was no collapse or screaming pain, but he trusted what his body was telling him, acted without hesitation, and received prompt treatment. Because of this, he experienced a full recovery without lasting damage. One of the biggest mental hurdles many face is the fear of being a burden or the embarrassment of calling for help unnecessarily. But when it comes to heart attacks or strokes, those few extra minutes of hesitation can be fatal. Carl didn't worry about inconveniencing anyone or being dramatic. He focused on what mattered most, getting help fast. That mindset saved his life. Taking control in those critical moments, even if you're alone, can drastically improve your odds of survival. And being able to do so starts with recognizing the earliest signs and having the confidence to act on them. When it comes to medical emergencies like strokes or cardiac events, taking early action, even if it feels inconvenient or embarrassing, is absolutely essential. Temporary discomfort or uncertainty is a small price to pay when your life is on the line. One of the most vital life-preserving strategies is to educate yourself thoroughly about the early warning signs of strokes and heart-related emergencies. This knowledge, paired with a strong instinct to act fast, forms your first line of defense, especially if you're alone. Recognizing the signals and having the confidence to respond quickly can make a significant difference in survival and recovery. Another critical survival tactic is learning the importance of body positioning and breathing techniques. When a stroke or cardiac event strikes and there's no one around to help, the way you position yourself and control your breathing can have a powerful impact. It's not about passively waiting for help. Your actions in those first moments matter. They can ease immediate symptoms, help maintain oxygen flow, and lower the strain on your heart and brain. Positioning and breathing right can be the key to keeping yourself steady until help arrives. Take the story of Helen, a 78-year-old woman who experienced a mild stroke while she was home by herself. She noticed sudden weakness on one side of her body and felt understandably frightened. But she remembered advice she once heard during a local health seminar. Rather than panicking or lying flat, Helen carefully sat down, Lean slightly forward, her elbows resting on her knees, and focus on taking slow, steady breaths. This small but thoughtful change helped her manage her breathing, reduce her dizziness, and allowed her to remain calm and alert until paramedics arrived. Proper body positioning can significantly influence the outcome during an emergency. Sitting upright or slightly leaning forward eases pressure on the lungs and heart, making it easier to breathe and reducing strain on vital organs. In contrast, lying completely flat can worsen symptoms like shortness of breath and increase the risk of complications. If you're feeling faint or lightheaded, try to sit or recline gently, but avoid lying completely flat unless it's absolutely necessary. Every decision in those critical minutes can play a role in either worsening or improving your condition. Breathing also plays a crucial role in your response to emergencies. Deep, deliberate breaths help supply your body with much-needed oxygen while calming the nervous system. Panicking increases the demand for oxygen and raises blood pressure, which can make your situation worse. That's why calming the body through breathing is so important. Helen used a technique where she inhaled slowly through her nose, held her breath briefly, and exhaled gently through pursed lips. This helped her stay mentally composed and physically stable during the most frightening moments of her ordeal. There's also a strong psychological benefit to mastering these physical techniques. Fear and panic can cloud judgment and lead to decisions that hurt more than help. Focusing on your posture and breath gives you a sense of control and can center your thinking in the middle of chaos. You're not just waiting helplessly. You're taking meaningful action. And the more you practice controlled breathing and positioning regularly, the more instinctive these life-saving responses become. Daily practice can train your body and mind to respond automatically, even under stress of an emergency. Helen's experience highlights how simple strategies can have profound effects. She didn't use expensive equipment or medical training. She relied on presence of mind and a few pieces of advice she had previously taken to heart. Her ability to remain calm and take the right steps ensured that she made it through the crisis without severe complications. Beyond the physical steps, she also had one key tool within reach: her phone. Being able to call emergency services while staying calm improved her chances significantly. Keeping a phone nearby at all times and having emergency numbers saved and ready can provide an immediate link to help. Combining these techniques, proper positioning, controlled breathing, and timely communication, can dramatically increase your chances of surviving a stroke or cardiac episode. Though none of these replace professional medical treatment, they serve as essential first steps when no one else is around. They give your body the best chance to hold on until help arrives. Learning these responses and practicing them regularly creates a level of readiness that can make all the difference during a real-life crisis. Let's now move into another equally important life-saving strategy: recognizing the early warning signs and taking them seriously. Timing is everything when facing a cardiac event or stroke. Acting within minutes can determine whether you walk away with minor consequences or face long-term damage. Or worse, the challenge is that early symptoms are often subtle and easily dismissed, but those first signs are often your only warning, and treating them as urgent can save your life. Take Robert, a 72-year-old man who woke up one morning feeling an odd sense of fatigue and mild discomfort in his chest. It wasn't excruciating pain, and he could have easily brushed it off as indigestion or overexertion. But he remembered what he had learned about heart attack symptoms and the importance of not waiting to see if things get worse. Instead of ignoring it, he picked up a phone and called for help. Emergency responders arrived quickly, and doctors were able to treat him before major damage occurred. His quick response ensured that the cardiac event didn't become fatal or cause permanent impairment. What happened with Robert underlines a critical truth. Even mild or vague symptoms like unexplained tiredness, shortness of breath, a fluttering heart, or a heavy feeling in the chest could be the early signs of a life-threatening emergency. Acting quickly gives medical professionals a better chance to intervene and stop the damage in its tracks. Waiting too long can turn a treatable issue into a tragic outcome. Knowing what to look for and taking those signs seriously, even if they feel minor, is not just smart, it's life-saving. These small moments of awareness and action can shift the course of a health emergency. Just as Helen's positioning and breathing helped her hold on until help arrived, Robert's instinct to act on even mild symptoms ensured that his heart received care before it was too late. Neither waited to see if things got worse. They both understood that when it comes to strokes or cardiac events, every second truly counts. Being proactive instead of passive is the most powerful decision you can make when facing a potential emergency alone. Recognizing and responding to early signals, controlling your breathing, choosing the right body posture, and making sure you can call for help immediately. These aren't complicated medical strategies. They're practical tools anyone can learn. They empower you to stay steady, reduce the chance of complications, and improve your survival odds dramatically. While emergencies can be frightening, these techniques provide a way to take control in the most uncertain moments. With a little preparation, your response can make all the difference. Early warning signals of cardiac event often include chest pain or pressure, shortness of breath, nausea, lightheadedness, and pain that radiates to the arms, neck, or jaw. When it comes to strokes, common signs may involve sudden numbness or weakness in the face, arm, or leg, especially on one side, confusion, trouble speaking or understanding speech, difficulty seeing in one or both eyes, trouble walking, dizziness, and loss of balance or coordination. These symptoms can appear out of nowhere or develop gradually, but they are always urgent. Unfortunately, many people brush off these signs, mistaking them for harmless issues like fatigue or indigestion. This misjudgment can have devastating consequences. Recognizing that these symptoms demand immediate medical attention can be life-saving and can help minimize long-term damage. Time is everything. Treatments like clot-dissolving medications or emergency surgery are most effective when given in the earliest stages, often within hours of symptom onset. Every moment matters. Waiting too long to get help significantly raises the risk of lasting damage to the heart or brain. It's also crucial to have a personal emergency plan, especially for those who live alone. Keep essential phone numbers handy. Know how to explain your symptoms clearly to emergency responders, and alert trusted neighbors or friends if possible. Being ready can make a real difference. Fear and denial are powerful roadblocks. You might hesitate to call for help because you're afraid of overreacting or inconveniencing someone. But ignoring these symptoms could cost you everything. Asking for help when you need it is not a weakness. It's a life-saving decision. Teaching yourself and those around you how to spot these warning signs is key. Staying informed, getting regular checkups, and openly discussing what to do in an emergency gives you a real advantage when it matters most. Robert's story shows how knowing the signs and taking fast action can protect your health and save your life. It's not about creating fear. It's about understanding your body and making the right move without delay. Knowledge and preparation are your strongest tools when facing the unexpected. We never know when such a moment may arrive, but by being prepared, knowing the signs, staying calm, and taking action, you protect your life and your future. If this message resonated with you, let us know in the comments what steps you're taking to be ready. Share this video with someone who may need this life-saving information. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss content that can help you or your loved ones. Thank you for watching, and always remember, you have more control than you think. Stay alert, stay empowered, and we'll see you in the next video.